welcome back to the 2020 Bikini Prep Vlog, episode 4. I honestly wasn't sure when I was going to video again or what I was really going to talk about, because the past 2 weeks have kind of put me in a little bit of a rut with all of this quarantine stuff that's going on. It's really scary and it's very unknown. But yeah, it's really been hard for me to stay positive, and it's mainly because I really do miss the gym and my regular routine. But yeah, a lot of stuff's just really been going on in my head right now. So on top of it all, I just found out that my first show that was supposed to be May 9th got postponed until the end of September. And my second show that was supposed to be at the end of May got postponed. Well, it actually got canceled completely, and they're not going to be rescheduling that show, but there is a similar one that's in the same location mid-August. This news just really kind of hit me hard, and I don't know how to react. I'm kind of a little depressed right now because in the back of my mind, I was hoping that they would get rescheduled either June or July, so then my whole summer wouldn't be completely prep and I'd be able to enjoy a little bit more of my summer instead of just focusing on dieting and working out the whole time. But I do know that that is the smartest decision for those shows. September is probably the smartest time to schedule things because we really don't know how long this is all going to last. As for what I'm going to do now, I'm really just at a loss of direction. All of this has put me into kind of a mini funk or depression, whatever you want to call it. I was really excited about competing, and now I'm just really sad, honestly. I know prepping alone is extremely difficult and a struggle, and then for me to be able to do this for 2 weeks with the quarantine, I've been really pushing myself hard and staying on top of everything. So for this to happen now is just really a bummer, and I don't really know how to feel about it. I think the worst part about the whole thing is that I was exactly halfway into my prep, 6 weeks in. And if I were to do those 2 other shows in August and September, they're over an entire prep away. So it's like, what do you do now? Do you continue to diet that much longer? They're both over 12 weeks away. Or do I gradually increase my calories and then maybe start prep 12 weeks out again? It's just so frustrating. Why? One thing that's really making my decision hard on if I want to do those shows at a later date is that I'm supposed to start nursing school in September. So I should really be putting all my focus and be preparing myself for that in the months beforehand. And so I really feel like it might be out of the question to do both of those shows just because of that reason. But who knows if that's even happening now or if that's going to get pushed back. I don't know what's going on. So, but yeah, like I said earlier, it would also take up a big part of my summer if I did that as well. But at the same time, on the flip side, you got to think, are bars and restaurants even going to be open? Am I going to be able to go out with my friends? If not, then in this case, it could be the ideal situation to prep through the summer and compete in August and September. But once again, we have no idea what's going to happen. At the end of the day, I just need to see how this pans out, be patient, and make a decision after I know what's really going on with the quarantine and when things are going to be opening again, when gyms are going to be opening again. But it just really sucks because I'm personally a planner, so if I don't have a plan, I start to freak out. So yeah, it's just really frustrating for me right now. But as for right now, this is my current plan, since I need to have some sort of plan to keep me on track and work towards. So the first part of my current plan is to enter this online contest that ANBF is holding. It's something that's never really been done before, and it's mostly for all competitors that were working towards a show that was in May or around that time that was probably canceled, and it's to keep them motivated and driven and not feel like their prep was a complete waste and to just give up right now. So it's open to all natural bodybuilding corporations. It doesn't have to be people that were just going to compete in ANBF. But yeah, it's not the same thing as being on stage at all, but at the same time, I give them mad props for coming up with something fun and something that'll keep people motivated and just something different, and to not feel like your prep was for nothing. So that's what I'm going to be continuing to work towards. You have to submit your video by May 15th. The video has to consist of you doing quarter turns like you would when they're doing comparisons on stage. You have to do a T-walk like you would for your individual routine, and you have to prove that it is that date by showing the newspaper or the television or whatever, just to prove that you look like that on that day. So that needs to be submitted by May 15th. Like I said, my show was going to be May 9th, so it's right around that same time. So that's what my first part of my plan is going to be for right now, just to keep me focused until the date that I was going to compete. If things are still closed and people still need to stay home, then I have a big decision to make. One option would be to gradually reverse diet and increase my calories, still eating really healthy, but increasing my carbs and my sugars, having more cheat meals here and there, and then start to cut again 12 weeks out from the August show with the intention to compete in August and September. So after that, once May hits, I'm gonna have to kind of analyze the situation, see if we're still gonna be in quarantine for another month, or if things are gonna start opening again, if gyms are gonna start opening again, and if that's the case, then I'm going to look for another show in either June or July and see if there's anything possible to compete in those months. The other option would be to continue to prep until June or until it starts getting really nice out, and then just do a bunch of photo shoots, which I was going to do anyway, and then just get some images and call it a day and just not compete right now, maybe the following year. It's just a lot of information to take in right now, after going through everything I've gone through so far. And on top of it all, I just got an email from Ravish Sands saying that my bikini got shipped out. So I'll be getting that any day now, and that's going to be a bittersweet, sad day. It's really going to suck, but it's going to be so pretty, but it's going to suck. I know I can use it next year or another competition, but at the same time, I just felt really different about this prep. I felt like I was going to bring the best package I've ever brought before. I'm only halfway in, and I could just tell that something was different this time, and it was going to be a really great stage and presentation that I put on this year. So it just sucks. I was really excited. So the main topic that I wanted to really talk about in this video was how to stay on track without a gym, quarantine life. So I feel like difficult times like these are really going to separate the weak from the strong people, and it's really going to show you a lot about your work ethic. I've learned in the past 2 weeks that my work ethic is freaking strong. I already knew it was because I'm good at adapting to different situations in the gym. When someone's using equipment I need, it's easy for me to come up with something else to do. But this is a situation we are not used to at all, that we've never experienced before, and I've been really good at getting creative. So, and I've worked around so many different things so far, so especially being on prep. If you can end up adapting to situations like this, then once you get back to your regular routine and the small inconveniences that happen at the gym, you're gonna think that's nothing and question why you ever complained about anything before. So my first tip for staying on track without a gym is to have a plan in place every day. If you don't have something written out or you know exactly what you want to do when you wake up and you have to work out at home, you're most likely not going to work out. When you're at the gym, it's a lot easier because you have all the machines, you have a trainer sometimes, just everything's there for you. But when you need to work more with body weight and bands, it's a lot more difficult. I like to write out my plan for the entire week so that I really don't have to wake up and think about it. I just look at my phone real quick, what I had written down, and I go right away and start working out. My second tip is to work out in the morning. If you get it out of the way as soon as you wake up, it's going to kickstart your day. You're going to feel great. And if you put it off and you sit down and start watching Netflix and you're like, oh, I'll do it in an hour. Oh, I'll do it in 2 more hours. You're just going to get really lazy and you're not going to end up working out. My third tip is to stop depending on motivation to get you to work out, because 50% of the time you're going to wake up and you're not going to feel like working out. So you're going to have to build up a habit that's something you want to do every single day, to the point where you feel like you can't live without doing that in the morning. I feel like as humans, we're creatures that love repetition, so doing the same thing every day is something we like to do. So by working out every morning, that's going to start being a part of your routine, and then it's just going to start coming naturally and be something you want to do and not feel like something you have to do. My next tip is to keep it interesting. Don't do the same workout every single day. Now's the time to be creative and do exercises you've never done before. If you do that, you're going to start being sore more often because you're going to be using muscles that you don't normally use. I've taken this opportunity to work more on my push-ups and my dips, things that I don't usually work on, and it's pretty cool how good I'm getting at these things. If you're at a loss of what to do that day, look on demand. There's a ton of HIIT workouts that you could try. Or look up on Instagram the body part that you're working out that day and look at all the different exercises there are. There's a ton that you probably haven't done before. So write some of those down and just go from there. Lastly, something is better than nothing. I'm not gonna lie, at-home workouts are not as intense or effective as if you had a gym. But something is still better than nothing. It does not mean you cannot progress if you're going to work out at home. Not gonna lie, it's a lot harder for guys to work out at home because they do need heavier weights. But for us as girls, we don't need heavy weight to stay toned and to gain muscle. We usually do a lot more repetitions with less weight to begin with, even when we are in the gym. And also, you don't need a 2-hour workout every single day or a very high intensity workout every single day. If you're not feeling it that day, still just do something little, something light. Jog for 20 minutes, do a HIIT workout, but don't go as intensely as you usually do for 20 minutes, or just do a light lifting session. You'll make up for it the following day or a couple days from then. You don't have to just quit completely if you don't feel it that day. Just do a little bit something, get your heart pumping, because that way you're going to feel like you are still staying on track and you're not giving up and you're going to keep progressing. And trust me, it is better than just sitting on the couch and eating a bunch of potato chips. So those are all my tips for staying at home and having to work out without a gym. Hopefully we get some good news soon and I will have a show to compete in June or July, but I'm not making any promises and I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but I'm just trying to stay positive, and I hope you guys are too and you're staying safe. See you next time. Oh, and also now I'm going to go outside and film some plyos for a new video for you guys. I'm going to be coming out with a 6-week transformation challenge as well, so anyone that purchases that will be able to have a direct private link to all my workouts, which I'll be posting, and this HIIT workout will be one of them. So stay tuned for that, and I'll be posting that shortly. See ya.